ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard.
Hi, I'm Alain, and welcome to Wanderlust Reports. For those who have not subscribed yet, this is my channel where I review hotels around the world and share honest flight reports, always fully funded by me. I'm here today at Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok. I travel between Paris and Bangkok 2 to 3 times a year, and every time I like to try out a different airline. This time I was lucky enough to fly in business class with Oman Air from Bangkok to Paris with a stopover in Muscat. Even better, I used my flying blue points, so apart from airport taxes, I didn't have to pay for the flight. Let me take you along on this journey. It was pure bliss. One thing most YouTubers who specialize in flight reviews rarely mention is this. The reason they can spend so much time relaxing in airport lounges is because checking in at the business class counter is a real fast track. In my case, it only took 3 minutes to check in, while the economy line looked like at least a 20-minute wait. And it didn't stop there. The queue for economy passengers at Suvarnabhumi Airport that day seemed quite long. For me, access to security was just as fast as checking in. All of that meant I had plenty of time to relax before heading to gate E9, where my flight to Muscat would be boarding. Next up, the Oman Air Business Lounge. Small but cozy, the Oman Air Business Lounge doesn't offer any views on the runways or tarmac, which is a bit of a shame. As it was only 7:15 AM, the lounge buffet was set up for breakfast. Maybe a bit early for that. And for that too. I got myself some hummus and tzatziki. After spending about an hour relaxing in the lounge, it was time to head to my gate. Here's my plane, a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. And this one is brand new, having been delivered to Oman Air just 4 months ago. Here also, no queue for boarding. The business class cabin is arranged in a 2-2-2 configuration. But thanks to a staggered layout on the window sides, passengers aren't seated directly next to each other. This makes it an ideal setup for passengers in seats A and K, who enjoy more privacy, but it's less favorable for those in seats B and J. Fortunately, I'm seated in 14K, and I've got 3 windows all to myself. Here's the Seat Guru map of this 30-seat business class cabin. It gives you a great overview of the layout and which seats offer the best experience. So, here is 14K. You're provided with a comfortable blanket and an impressively large fluffy pillow, perfect for a long-haul flight. The touchscreen is impressively large, thankfully, since you're seated more than a meter away from it. As you can see, the passenger in seat J doesn't have quite as much space, and since you can raise a divider with just a push of a button, they might not even have a view of the windows at all. Along with the blanket, you also get a soft mattress pad to lay over your seat when it's in the lie-flat position, adding an extra layer of comfort for sleeping. And if you're traveling with friends or colleagues, they can join you on this little seat for a cozy in-flight conversation. The noise-cancelling headphones provided are of a decent quality, adequate for the flight, but not the best I've experienced. At the beginning of the flight, you're provided with a hot towel. To set up your table, you first remove the lid from the armrest, press down on the table, and then lift it up. It's a bit heavy. Once it's in place, you have a large table in front of you, which can also be rotated horizontally if needed. There are 4 preset positions with the chair controls, ranging from sitting upright to fully lie flat. But you can also adjust it further using the other buttons to find the perfect angle for your comfort. This button on the 787 Dreamliner controls the window dimming feature, letting you adjust the shading to your preference. More light or more privacy without needing a physical shade. Just before departure, I was served Oman Air's signature drink, a refreshing mint and lemon juice. Absolutely delicious. Now it's time to take a look at what's on the menu, both drinks and food for this flight. The wine selection isn't particularly extensive, but it does include some high-quality options. For example, the red Burgundy Morey-Saint-Denis Premier Cru is a standout, retailing for around $85 on the vineyard's website. For the meal, you can choose between a traditional Omani set menu experience or a European à la carte selection. Of course, there's also a version in Arabic. In the meantime, I was offered a date to accompany my refreshing lemon and mint juice. Under the armrest, you'll find an audio jack, 2 USB ports, and a power socket. Plenty of options to keep your devices charged and ready. Let's take a closer look at how the in-flight entertainment system remote control works. The swipe functionality on the touchscreen isn't working as smoothly as you'd hope. Just before we started to move, we watched the security announcement video twice, first in Arabic, then in English. Passengers on this Boeing 777 will also be heading to Paris today, but since they are flying direct, they'll get there ahead of me. We are being pushed back just 1 minute before schedule. As you can see, no one is sitting in 14J. Good for me. A glass of champagne and a few nuts to nibble on. Let's enjoy the start of our flight. Let's take a quick tour of the business class lavatory. It's spotlessly clean, thankfully, and features products like perfume and hand cream from Amouage, a haute parfumerie house renowned for crafting some of the finest fragrances in the world. I really like that you don't have to use your hands. Water is touchless, and to open the paper bin, you simply press a pedal with your foot. Super convenient and hygienic. After watching yet another Marvel movie on the IFE, lunch arrived right on time. I was just starting to feel hungry. Served on a white tablecloth with steel cutlery, a porcelain plate, and those cute porcelain salt and pepper shakers. Very classy. I decided to go for the Omani set experience, starting with a delicious lamb shorba, flavored with braised lamb, mint and coriander, a perfect blend of comfort and spice. Alongside the soup, I was served a variety of flavorful appetizers. Samosas seasoned with za'atar spices, tomato and feta, spiced eggplant topped with pomegranate seeds and crispy fried onions, and finally chickpea salad with roasted beetroot, capsicum and olive oil. All of this was perfectly paired with a glass of that delicious Morey-Saint-Denis Burgundy red wine. Next came the main course, oven roasted chicken served with spicy makbous rice, capsicum and a squeeze of lime. A French cheese plate with brie, comté and roquefort. And just as I reached my dessert, we were flying over the western coast of India. I had my personal favorite Arabic dessert, knafe, a traditional treat made with kadayf, spun pastry dough, layered with mascarpone cheese and soaked in a sweet saffron-infused sugar syrup. With less than 2 hours to go before landing in Oman, it was the perfect time to test out the seat in its lie-flat configuration, complete with the soft mattress laid on. I hardly ever sleep in economy, but even though I didn't sleep as it was only 1 p.m, I could tell this setup would be perfect for a good night's sleep on an overnight flight. After a little less than 6 hours, we were about to land in Muscat. This first leg of my journey to Paris was absolutely perfect. A super comfortable seat, outstanding service from the Oman Air crew, and an excellent Omani meal. A refreshing change after 4 weeks of very spicy Thai food. It was time to say goodbye to this beautiful Boeing Dreamliner and to the wonderful crew. Muscat Airport is vast and beautifully decorated, with a subtle desert-inspired theme that sets the tone perfectly. With a little over 2 hours before my flight to Paris, I had plenty of time to explore the airport and make my way to the business and first class lounge. The lounge is vast, with a refined and elegant decor. When it comes to food, you're spoiled for choice. There's a full-service restaurant, a bar offering small bites, and an extensive buffet. Knowing I'd be served another meal at the start of the second flight, I just grabbed a few bites and a drink before heading to the quiet rooms, where I relaxed for an hour. For me, this lounge is a bit like the airport itself, spacious and impressive, but it lacks a warm atmosphere and those little human touches that make a space feel truly welcoming. It was time to head to my gate, and guess what? It was the same gate and the same plane waiting for me. But the business class cabin was a little more crowded this time. And instead of 14K, I sat in 12K. Not much differences though. Just one window less this time. And no mint in my welcome lemon juice. Let's check the food and drink menu. Flights between Oman and Europe are considered medium haul by Oman Air, while routes like Oman to Bangkok are classified as long haul. As a result, the meal selection on this leg was a bit more limited. The beverage list for this flight was available directly on the in-flight entertainment system. Second takeoff of the day for me aboard the same 787 Dreamliner, and still just as exciting. I was lucky to enjoy beautiful weather throughout most of my 2 flights, clear skies all the way. Over Dubai too. I started my meal on this flight with a salad. It was fresh and nicely seasoned. Then a mixed grill with fish, prawn and chicken kebab. Though it might not look very appetizing, it was surprisingly good. And a glass of red Bordeaux wine, clearly not on the same level as the first flight, with a bottle that costs about 4 times less. The dessert, a tropical cheesecake, was excellent though. The flight went by uneventfully until we began our descent into Paris. This journey with Oman Air from Bangkok to Paris, with a stop in Muscat, was truly a pleasure. From the comfort of the Dreamliner cabin to the excellent Omani hospitality and that delicious regional meal on the first leg, it all made for a memorable experience. I feel lucky to have enjoyed it using just my Flying Blue miles, and I definitely consider Oman Air again in the future. If you enjoyed this trip as much as I did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more flight reports and hotel reviews from around the world. Goodbye Dreamliner, thanks for the smooth ride, until next time.